Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're talking about a traffic jam of absolutely cosmic proportions, and it's happening right now, just above our heads. Now, this isn't some shot from a sci-fi movie. This visual is basically a real-time map of the debris field in what's called low Earth orbit, and it's a threat that's growing bigger every single day. What you're looking at is a dense cloud of our own making, everything from old rocket parts to satellites that have just died. And here's the thing, every object in this cloud is moving at mind-boggling speeds, up to 15,000 miles per hour. At that velocity, even a tiny fleck of paint hits with the force of a bowling ball. It can literally shred a multi-million-dollar satellite. This idea of one collision creating debris that then causes more collisions and so on, well, it has a name. And it's a concept that absolutely keeps space agencies awake at night. It's called the Kessler Syndrome. Think of it as a runaway feedback loop, where one crash creates 1,000 new bullets, exponentially increasing the junk until orbit becomes an impassable minefield.
So first, let's break down this cascade of collisions. It all started with one man, a scientist who saw this coming decades ago.
Our story really begins at the dawn of the space age. The moment Sputnik went up in '57, we started keeping a catalog of objects in orbit. But by the 1960s, things got messy. We had anti-satellite weapons tests, rocket stages that were just randomly exploding. We were cluttering up our own backyard. And that's when one person decided to actually calculate the consequences.
NASA scientist Donald Kessler did something that was, frankly, brilliant. He took the mathematical models used to study the asteroid belt, and he applied them to our orbit. And he came to a stunning realization. A similar chain reaction could happen right here. But not over billions of years. He was talking about mere decades.
And his prediction was stark. He calculated that by the year 2000, the biggest threat to our satellites wouldn't be natural space dust. Nope, it would be our own junk. And you know what? He was absolutely right.
So that was the theory. Next up, the tipping point. How this theory tragically became a reality.
You know, over the last 20 years, a series of catastrophic events have just thrown gasoline on this fire. We've had anti-satellite weapons tests and the first ever smash-up between two intact satellites. These events just dumped enormous new clouds of debris right into our most crowded orbital highways, making every single launch riskier.
To put that in perspective, Russia's 2021 test, that alone created over 1,500 new pieces of trackable debris. Every single one of those pieces is now a bullet, threatening every other satellite in low Earth orbit, including the International Space Station. The crew actually had to take shelter as a precaution.
Okay, so this is called a Gabbard diagram, and it's a great way to visualize the chaos. It shows what happens to the debris after an explosion. Notice how a single breakup creates a whole swarm of new objects, spreading into a wide range of new orbits. That's what multiplies the chance of future collisions across all these different altitudes.
And this problem is being compounded by the sheer scale of modern satellite launches. The rise of these huge constellations, like Starlink, means we are packing thousands of new satellites into an already dangerously crowded environment. It dramatically increases the stakes.
So this brings us to the crucial point, right? Some scientists believe the cascade may have already begun. If that's true, what can we actually do about it? Is it too late? So how do we start cleaning up our cosmic backyard? Let's dive into the global effort to try and fix this problem. Fortunately, we're not just watching this happen. There are now international guidelines that require satellite designers to plan for disposal. The two main strategies are, 1, planning a controlled dive back into the atmosphere where the satellite just burns up, or 2, boosting it into a much higher, permanent graveyard orbit, far away from all the action. Now, looking to the future, engineers are developing some pretty wild, almost science fiction-like solutions. Imagine giant, ground-based laser brooms that could gently nudge debris into an orbit where it will eventually burn up, or robotic space janitors that would literally hunt down large junk with nets or harpoons to drag it out of the sky. But the Kessler Syndrome might have implications that stretch far beyond our own planet. Could it actually be what's known as a great filter? Some scientists have proposed this fascinating and honestly pretty sobering theory that connects space junk to one of the biggest questions in all of science, the Fermi Paradox. You know, if the universe is so vast, why haven't we found any evidence of other intelligent life? The idea is that the Kessler Syndrome could be a great filter, a challenge so difficult that it stops civilizations from advancing. Maybe every spacefaring species eventually pollutes its own orbit to the point of no return, effectively trapping themselves on their homeworld for good. And as we look at this visualization, it leaves you with a really provocative thought. This is the cage we are building around ourselves, one piece of junk at a time.
And this is the critical question we have to answer. Solving the problem of space debris isn't just about protecting our satellites anymore. It's about ensuring our future, both here on Earth and our potential to ever truly explore the stars.